Hello, welcome to a movie review. Welcome to Movie Review Quickies, where we look over movies within 10 minutes, less time than our longer counterpart, Movie Review 30.
Yeah, and we were supposed to do it, but we were busy writing a script for another pandemic episode, which Brock he has unfinished business with, but
This will be after the latest episode, but that's beside the point. Anyway, and another reason being that there's a ton of people who want to see this film, so we shouldn't spoil it. But so the movie basically here is Dune, based on the infamous science fiction novel by Frank Herbert, which would soon be followed by his son Brian Herbert as he would write the later installations of Dune. The latest one being Sandworms of Dune, were released in 2006. This movie had an original release in 1984, starring Carl McLachlan, and Patrick Stewart as Paul Atreides and Gurney, respectively. This one is a remake starring an all-star cast of Oscar Isaac, Dave Bautista, Zendaya,
Jason Momoa,
Josh Brolin, and the list goes on from there.
and you wonder what do we think of this movie?
It was actually pretty good. And not to mention, it is much darker than its original counterpart.
Yeah,
Whereas you can see now it's a bit cheesy, in some parts, but there are some parts.
But I'm sure
it sticks closest to the novel. Sticks close to the novel. Well, all the while giving it a darker and much more clean edge, with breathtaking visuals of the other worlds. The story is that the Emperor of the Imperium has basically left the planet of Arrakis, home of the natives, the Fremen, and has given the responsibility to keep Arrakis in control to House Atreides, home of the protagonist of the movie and the novel, Paul Atreides. Who is the son of Duke Leto Atreides and Lady Jessica. And as this happens, a series of events which will later follow, which we cannot spoil here due to those reasons. But
so yeah, I would say its storyline it's actually really damn good so far.
And while we can't spoil these things, there is one thing to note: this is part one, and the next part is coming soon.
And so maybe we should go over to the characters.
There's Paul Atreides, played by I don't know who. He's pretty good.
But we could talk about the character who was played by Drax. Well, actually, Dave
Bautista. Holy fucking shit.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I mean, in fact, I love this character, but you're not going to look at Drax the same way again. The funny thing is, you'll know Dave Bautista as Drax, the difficult to pronounce it. Yeah, in this one, he plays Rabban Harkonnen, one of the Harkonnens, and holy fucking shit, he's scary.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it is... Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean... Anytime when he's on screen, it's worth it.
Oh yeah,
and you told me this character gave you ideas for any future pandemic, especially for this character we came up.
Oh yeah, we're still working on that. So
and also he would, yeah. So anyway, and I really like Jason Momoa's character in this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you love him in Game of Thrones, and as
Aquaman,
and yeah, I think you'll love him in this.
And then there's Josh Brolin as Gurney, who was originally played by Sir Patrick Stewart before playing the infamous captain of the Starship Enterprise, Jean-Luc Picard.
Imagine a fan fiction where Picard meets Thanos.
That'd be weird. And then there's...
I am so weird.
And then there's Oscar Isaac, best known as Poe Dameron and Gomez Adams.
And
Apocalypse, who would play Paul's father in this one known as Duke Leto Atreides.
And also Oscar Isaac is going to be playing another Marvel character named Moon Knight for Disney Plus.
Jesus Christ, I didn't fucking know that. But yeah, he plays the role of the head of House Atreides pretty well.
Yeah. So, and let's talk about Zendania's character for a bit. Yeah, but you're right. I guess we can't. But what? Can we talk about the worms?
Yeah, the sandworms are fucking scary.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not psychopaths, but they're pretty big. So
they're pretty much.
And the movie portrays that very well.
Yeah, I mean, and we don't see them on screen that much, but when they are on screen,
holy shit.
Yeah. One that's staring at the protagonist, I'm like, I do not want that thing in my house.
I don't think anyone will want that thing in their house because that thing may have destroyed it already.
And I mean, it's much.
Oh, another thing I need to note. They do a good job at making the Harkonnens actually intimidating.
Yeah. Yeah. One more thing about the worms, that they're much bigger than graboids from Tremors.
Well, I think anyone who read the book or saw the movie know that.
Yeah, and what do you mean by intimidating about the other aliens?
Oh yeah, in the 1984 one, they weren't that much scary. I mean, but the remake, they are not afraid to show how freaking terrifying and how batshit insane they are.
But I'm sure the 80s film still has a charm.
Oh, it still has its charm, but it kind of pales in comparison. But I think I might get heckled when I say this. It pales in comparison to the remake. No, to the reboot. I'm sorry.
So I'm guessing the 80s movie doesn't fall closely to the book that much.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I read some of the book.
I saw bits of the 80s movie, but
you probably should see the rest. It's actually pretty fun. But as for this movie, unlike the original counterpart, it is, as I said, it's basically a first part. The second part wasn't able to be released due to COVID. But hopefully we'll get to that when we get there.
Yeah.
And when we saw the movie, there was quite a big crowd there, so I was kind of surprised.
And we actually had a talk with one of the audience.
Yeah, who was a fan of the original novels.
Yeah, yeah, trying to say what else? But I won't spoil the ending. But it did leave me with questions like, what's gonna happen next?
Well, I can't say.
Okay, so yeah, we definitely recommend this movie for.
Yeah, I recommend this movie. Like, go see this film. It is worth the 2 hours.
You mean 2 hours and 30 minutes?
Oh yeah.
And let's go into the trailers for a bit because let's try to wrap it.
I mean, there was Ghostbusters Afterlife, Spider-Man,
and Eternals again, and then there's this like action film called 336 or 5.
I don't know. It's about all these women being spies. So heck if I know.
But we did have like a common attraction of this like Amazon Prime series, and you actually
Wheel of Time. I have the comic of it, and
wait, it's a comic series?
Well, no, it's a graphic novel adaptation. It was originally a book.
So what is that?
I don't know.
But
so yeah, I guess that's all we can really talk about.
But one thing I said when I was looking at the common attraction for Wheel of Time, it looked like something out of Avatar: Last Airbender, and no, not the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
The one that's actually good.
But because it said something about like a group of women who have magic powers to like save the world from like demons.
Yeah.
Like across the globe, and yeah, so I might like look at the trails for it again to have more understanding. But I think we gotta wrap it up right now.
Yeah, we're at 30 seconds, so yeah, we recommend Dune, and so go watch it. So with that being said, this is Brock McGinnis.
And Dean from both of us from Light Post Films.
Signing off, and have a good rest of your day. Take care, everyone.
Take care.